Okay, in part 4 of the practical test, I'm going to do what looks like a bit of cloning. We're going to take out what looks like a big tuft of grass and a person out of this using the best we can. So I am going to open hot air balloons and then do some cloning. So file open, hot air balloons. Here it is. I'm going to zoom a little bit because the more detail I can see, the better. And I need to remove this thick tuft of grass by cloning and this person by cloning. So I need my cloning tool in this case, which is this one. No, it's not. It's that one. That's the wrong one. That one's the right one. To do this, I need to get usually a soft edge brush. So this one's very soft. I might go with 50% using my brushes over here. I'm going to go with a relatively large brush at this point in time. I'm going to hold the control key down to get a bit of grass, probably from over here. Control click to set a new clone source. There it is. And if I click on that tuft of grass, it's now gone and we can't see it. I could use that same area there to get rid of the bottom part of this gentleman, for want of a better term. Although the green looks different, so if I undo those, I might use more this area here to remove this guy. In fact, if I do that, it's going to, because my circles are moving with each other, it's going to give me quite a good result. And that is basically all I have to do with that one. Except I forgot to create a new layer. So what I need to do is make sure I read it a couple of times to make sure I'm doing the right stuff. I've gone straight onto the layer there. I'm going to undo that using my history tool here. Go back. I'm going to put in a layer called cloning and repeat that process. So I've picked my cloning tool. I've chosen a piece of grass close to that dark tuft of grass, hit the control key to set my clone source and clicked very poorly because I need to merge my layers together. If I don't click on sample merged here, it's going to try and clone on that transparent layer and it's only going to copy transparent pixels in. So I need to make sure that I've got sample merged selected there. Similarly, if I choose some pixels close to the man here, I might make my brush a bit smaller. I'm using left square bracket to make it smaller and right square bracket to make it bigger. If I choose, say, here, making sure again it's got my sample merged, and I move and paint over the top of this guy, it should alright, went a little bit too far there. If I go too far, it'll actually start to clone him further over like that, and so I have to be really careful to only to move it so that they stay aligned. I can always change my alignment. That's not the one I use, so let's go with none again. Click here, and what we do is, so we keep the circles aligned with each other by starting in the same place and moving upwards. Okay. And I don't like that little bit of darkness, the lightness there, so I might just put a little bit of that in there. Choose from a few places around, just to, if you don't like what you do, then undo. Just to sort of blend the grass in together. So we look at that. Here they are in the image, and here he is taken out. So it's a matter of choosing a couple of sources. Again, if we're not happy with just that little bit of darkness there, I can choose and start a place here and go like that. If I'm not happy with that little bit of brightness, okay, so it's a matter of doing that sort of thing. Until you're happy with the final effect. So again, taking him out like that. So I need to save that GIMP file and export it appropriately again. So I'm going to go File, Save As, go back to my desktop, go to My Files and go Save, and then export this. And again, I've got no transparency, I can save it as a JPEG. A JPEG will probably give us a smaller file. And close that off. File, close view, and we're done.